Welcome to my channel. This is Fight Talk TV. Nabil Children speaking. Today we're joined by an exciting new face in the professional boxing scene, Aaron Justin. Aaron has made the leap into the pro ranks under the guidance of respected boxing promoter Steve Goodwin. He now trains out of the renowned IQ Box Club in North London, a gym known for producing top-tier boxing talent under the watchful eye of head coach Xavier Millier, who worked with some of the biggest names in British boxing. In this interview, we'll dive into Aaron's journey through the amateur circuits, what drove him to turn pro, his experience training at IQ Boxing Club, and what fans can expect as he begins this exciting new chapter. Let's get into it with Aaron Justin, a fighter to watch in the coming years. So let's start. What what first step what first made you step into IQ Box Club? What inspired you to start boxing?
Uh, well, my friend, he's the one that introduced me to the boxing gym. Um, yeah, so as soon as I got introduced here, started boxing, I sort of it just clicked for me. I kind of enjoyed it and just went from there.
What was the turning point when you knew you wanted to go pro?
Well, when I started boxing, I always knew that I wanted to box, whether it was amateur or professional. In terms of the turning point, I would have to say was when I won the Capital Cup tournament last year. That's when I wanted to turn over. I didn't want to spend too much longer in amateurs.
How has IQ Boxing Club shaped your development as a fighter, both physically and mentally?
Well, physically, especially in the amateurs where you have to, it's a higher pace and you have to be fit pretty much all year round. It's taught me to basically stay in shape all year round. And mentally, it's taught discipline because in order to get that physical end of things, you have to be disciplined. So, yeah, those two.
How did your training routine change once you made the decision to go professional?
Well, just because amateur and pros are two different games, you have one fast, quick pace, one's a bit more slower paced and take your time with. So, with the way that these pacing is, it's sort of reflected in my training. So, nowadays, most of my sessions will be tailored to certain technical things that I would need to work on in the moment. Yeah.
What was the biggest challenge you faced transitioning from amateur to pro boxing?
The biggest challenge is definitely the pacing. Yeah, that's something that at first was a challenge to get used to, just because it was completely different from how I would used to fight. So it's just slowing down the pace and sitting down on my shots more. Um, yeah,
How many amateur fights did you have, and what have you achieved in your amateur career?
I've had about 14 amateur fights. In terms of achievements, I've won the Capital Cup tournament last year.
Have there been any mentors or training partners at IQ Boxing Club who've played a key role in your journey?
Yeah, definitely. In this gym, Super Yusuf Kamari, he's a boxer that's a sort of a trailblazer for this gym. He kind of led the way. He's someone that I look towards to as a mentor, for sure, yeah.
How would you describe your boxing style? What sets you apart in the ring?
My boxing style would have to describe it as exciting and action-packed. I really look to entertain with my style, so I take pride in that.
What goes through your mind when you're walking into the ring for a fight?
Simply put, it's just to get the job done and have fun with it. Yeah.
How do you deal with pressure and setbacks both in and out of the ring?
When it comes to pressure and setbacks, I sort of deal with them as they come. Especially for example, getting this pro debut started. I've had two setbacks just trying to get started. But with that being said, since it's happened already, I can't really do much about it. So I don't really dwell on setbacks. I just keep it moving and keep it going.
Who are your biggest influences inside and the sport and outside of it?
Uh, for to be honest, one name that embodies both in and out is Manny Pacquiao. In the ring, it would be, I don't really need to say too much, but Manny Pacquiao is a legend, right? Hall of Famer. And then outside of the sport, he's known as a like a genuine good person. He helps the people. So that's something that is inspirational to me.
What are your short-term and long-term goals in your pro boxing career? Any opponents you have your eyes on?
Short term, I would say is to win the Southern Area title, move up to the English, and go forth onto the Worlds. Um, any fighters I have my eyes on, to be honest, whoever's at the top when I get there.
What legacy do you hope to build in the sport?
I want to be remembered as someone who's important. Most importantly, is an entertaining fighter, someone that people actually want to come and watch. Um, yeah,
What would your dream fight would be and why? So from any era.
that would be you got Manny Pacquiao, you got Marco Antonio Barrera, you got Roberto Duran. All of these guys are killers, but these are all exciting fighters to watch. And for me, that's what I'm all about. I just want to watch. I want to be in there with exciting fighters as well. I want to produce exciting fights.
What would you like? What's your dream venue that you would like to box at?
Wembley Stadium and Las Vegas.
Okay, final question. What advice would you give to young boxers at IQ Boxer who hope to follow in your footsteps?
I'd say just stay disciplined. Yeah, stay disciplined.
This is the end of our interview. Thanks, guys. Make sure you keep watching the channel and for more exclusive interviews and exciting boxing content. Thank you. Goodbye.